Are we recording? Are we recording? My face is still frozen on my end. I can't tell if we're recording. Okay, I think we are officially recording. Fantastic. So, American History Online students, welcome once again to another video for just giving you some upcoming updates and suggestions for future assignments. So, at the time I am recording this, it is still just July the 6th during the 4th of July week. So if you're watching this like right on the day or recently after I made it, don't worry. There's still nothing due during the July 4th week. You have not missed anything at that point. I'm just making this video a little bit ahead of time because I like to do that anyway, as you've hopefully noticed. And because, as I'll elaborate more on in a second, since we're getting closer to the end of the semester, next week is going to be a bit more busy than most of the weeks or any of the weeks we've had so far. So, again, at the time I'm recording this, it's still week 7, the July 4th break. There is nothing due this week, again, at the time of me recording this. What I'm recording this for is going to be giving you a heads up on stuff for week 8, which is where my American History 2 students are going to be looking at the Civil Rights Movement and the Counterculture Movement, along with a little Korean War thrown in there. And my American History 1 students are going to be looking at the slave state and the Mexican-American War. So, that's just sort of the topics. Now, just to show you a little bit, again, it's set up, the class is going to be set up the exact same way. And by the way, again, as always, you have already actually, as of today of me recording this, gained access to everything in week 8. So if you want to get a head start, since we'll be a bit busier, you are absolutely welcome to do so. Now, for week 8, again, it's set up, like I said, the exact same way. You have the schedule, which for both classes will outline, if it'll load, of course. There we go. It'll outline all the readings, all the slideshows you should look at, and the assignments. So, both classes, again, American History 1 and American History 2, you both have 2 assignments due the week of week 8, which again is running from July the 10th to July the 14th. So, or those are the official dates anyway. So, first we're going to do our second and last debate project assignment, which again, like the previous one, is where you'll be given a debate prompt and you'll have a few different project format opportunities on how to answer that question. Lastly, this is going to be your last assignment before the actual final, well, that's related to the final, which is going to be the final assignment outline. So, I'll elaborate that more in a second, but basically, you're going to give me the overall structure on how you plan to set up the outline for your final assignment. So, let's go ahead and just go a little bit more into detail about these. I'll spend most of my time, of course, talking about the outline, because you guys have done a debate project already. I will say, if you're watching this, I would highly encourage you to check my feedback for the last one, especially if you didn't get the grade you were hoping for. I should have given you some notes in the rubric on how to improve your grade. But anyway, again, as always, the debate prompt is where the last one was. If we can scroll up a little bit, there we go. So again, debate 2, this is the prompt for American History 1. Let me make sure I'm clicking on the right place, actually. This is where you'll submit it, of course, if my computer will work. All right, here's the prompt. So, you guys are going to be looking at the Mexican-American War as a whole, and you're going to either argue that it was a positive event for the United States and United States history, or that it was a negative event. So again, did all the things that happened during the war, all the things that resulted from the war, were they overall a good thing for the country and our history, or a bad thing? Again, as always, you have the 3, or like the last one, you have the 3 options on how to complete this. 5-minute recording, 500-word writing assignment, and a 15-slide minimum presentation. Now, there's one thing I want to stress with all of these formats, because a lot of the people, especially who didn't do the writing assignment option, forgot some things. So first, as it says here in red and bold, whatever option you choose, a works cited page and required number of sources is still required. Does not matter what format you use. If you're having difficulties figuring out how to get a works cited page turned in with your format, let me know. I can help you with that. But I want to stress this time that these are required. So, again, the source requirement is a little bit different for a writing assignment than it is for the debate project than it is for a writing assignment. I want 5 total sources, and I especially want to stress this includes primary sources. Give me primary and secondary. So, those are the first 2 things I want to stress. Give me a works cited page with the required number of sources, no matter what format you choose. That is required for all of them. The next thing I want to stress is these all include in-text citations. If you're doing a video, state the in-text citations orally. Obviously, with the writing assignment format, give me those citations. Your presentation is required, or your presentation requires citations as well. Anytime, again, you use directly quoted or information pulled from sources. So again, no matter what format you use, citations are required. To elaborate a little bit on the video option, if you're doing a video, what I mean by oral in-text citations is just state the citation out loud. That's really all it is. So how you would write it out, you just state it out loud instead. Exact same thing. So that's again the debate. American History 2, yours is obviously exactly the same, except you'll have a different prompt. Let me pull up your prompt real quick, in case anyone had any questions about it. Your prompt is focusing on the civil rights movement. You're going to discuss or debate, did the civil rights movement successfully solve the problem of racism in this country? So did we fix racism, and have we fixed all of the related problems? Again, you'll have the exact same formats and the exact same rules, but you guys just have a different prompt. So, like I said, what I want to then spend most of this video discussing is talking about the outline assignment. Again, this is the last thing you're going to submit to me related to the final before the actual final is due. So if you really need my feedback, it's important that you do well on this and take it seriously. So, like I have also said before, all the final stuff directions is in the final assignment benchmark stuff category in Moodle, and all the directions for all of those assignments are right here. So, if we scroll down a little bit, and again, I would just like to take this opportunity to stress that if you have questions about the prompt, please let me know. I would just like to stress again a couple of things. You're all supposed to have picked, again, 3 topics: individuals, wars, inventions, whatever it is, and making an argument about their importance. So again, you need your 3 topics, you need a clear argument or a clear central claim as I define it here, and again, make sure you're focusing on different points in history. So again, make sure you're including those things. But anyway, moving on specifically to the outline. What I have here is a link that shows you what I would roughly want your outline to look like once you get it submitted. So if you follow this link, it gives you, again, a pretty straightforward layout. So, as you can see, it does not need to necessarily be like an entire rough draft, for example. Basically what I want is I want your introduction, you to have your introduction section. Just give me a bit of the background info you have, give me your current thesis statement, and then show me the planned body paragraphs you're going to have. Give me a reason or the argument, what each topic is, or sentence or paragraph, if I can talk, is going to be about. Some of your supporting evidence, second reason, supporting evidence, second reason, supporting evidence. Then give me a counter argument section where you address counter arguments against you, and then just briefly restate your conclusion. So, that is really all I am looking for. Now, to get a bit specific, what I mean for your supporting evidence is I want it to show me where your sources are, where your sources are going to go as of now. Now, this is not an entire annotated bibliography. I don't need you to redo that thing again. But for example, let's say that your first paragraph or section is going to be about the Civil War. Show me the sources you have for the Civil War and put them here. Let's say your second paragraph is about World War I. Put your World War I sources here. Show me what sources you have for that section. So basically what I want is I want your current thesis statement. I want what all the topics for your paragraphs are going to be, and what sources you have planned for those topics so far. So, it should not require a whole lot of writing, but I do basically just want to see how this essay or your project, whatever you're doing, is going to be structured. Make sure you have a clear plan and you're addressing all of your topics. So, more specific directions are also outlined here. So again, a list of sources you plan to use in each section of the essay. Describe all that stuff I just mentioned. That is essentially all I am looking for. So, again, when it's done, it should look something like this. A little bit more writing, obviously, because you'll actually give me full sentences in a few places, but this is what I'm looking for. So, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. Otherwise, that's really all I have to mention. Again, you all know my email address. Again, also, I do have my office hours link here if you want to meet with me directly. or just email me with a time to meet on Google Meet that would work for you. Otherwise, have a great rest of your 4th of July week, if 4th of July isn't over for you yet. Otherwise, have a great week, and let me know if anyone has any issues. Have a good one.